Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Make sure you're smashing up the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Over 200 people locked in already. Let's get these likes to 100 rapid time. The purpose of tonight's show is I've been looking through the Premier League rulebook, right? And just specifically, I've been looking at the fair market value rules, right? Now, some of you might have read it. I assume most of you haven't, right? It's insane, some of the stuff that's in there, lads. Insane. I'm not going to go through it all because, quite frankly, some of it's pretty boring. I'm just going to bring you to attention to one specific part of the rule, which I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to tell you that I think it's a load of BS, yeah? And no wonder that City is suing the Premier League, and you can all make your own mind up. And if you want to go read the full thing, be my guest, yeah? Because quite a lot of it stinks. But we'll go through it in just a second. Before we do, as always, let's get some shout outs in the building. Let's see who's here, man. Big up to Steve, big up to Alfie, big up to Keegan, Jimmy Five Chins, big up to Tommy, Idranil, Itchy Goat, Northern Monkey, Sky Blue, Senna, big up to Blue Chend, big up to Philip. Yeah, I was on another stream, man. My bad. Big up to Sinathan, Jimmy Five Chins again, Ethan, Elder, Ryan, Chris, Fraser, Jay Blee, big up to DJ and1, K Rose, Barry Middleton, Hawk, Matty, Red Goku, Lone. Kairos, big up to you, big up to Stubbsy, Noddles in the building, big up to Narryman, Jay Blee, Marshy Boy, big up to Kishan, and many, many more. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Make sure you guys are smashing up the like button, right? But basically, yeah, we all know the situation about the current Manchester City suing the Premier League. There is speculation that Manchester City have got some success on this. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read some of the rules regarding associated party transactions and specifically the fair market value assessment. And this is all in the Premier League, and I am going to bring it up on screen because part of this I just find absolutely stunning that the Premier League feel that they have the right to include this rule in the rule book. Because for me, the way that the Premier League are going on right now, yeah, they're acting like the conqueror. They're acting like a government, like they can just dictate to everybody what they can and can't do. And yes, they can set rules. They are the rule maker in the Premier League, but that only stretches so far. You don't have the right to go into the business side of the clubs and start doing mad stuff. Because let me bring this up on screen, guys, yeah? This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. Right, we're going to have to zoom in. Right, I've just made it zoomed in for you. So effectively, right, what happens is, yeah, cut a long story short, yeah, I need to find it again because I've just bloody smalled the screen out. Effectively, what happens is, if a deal, yeah, is deemed to be an associated party transaction, it has to go through something called a fair market value assessment, right? Which is basically they give it to some guys, some independent people who City also claim are not independent, and they decide whether or not it's fair market value. Right, 1 second. Let me just bring this up again, chat, because I zoomed in, it's decided that it doesn't want to show me the full. You know what? I'm gonna have to just show it like this and just zoom it in, man, because it's a bit annoying. But I did have it up there, and it's just disappeared, mate. Yeah. Right, boys, hold fire, yeah. Hold fire. Hold fire, chat, yeah? Hold fire, because this will blow your minds. Honestly, it's absolutely insane. How the bloody hell you spell assessment? It's 2 S's. Right, where is it now? Let me find it for you. I'll find it, don't worry. I had it a second ago. And then I lost it because I zoomed in. Where is the process? No, that's player registrations. That's not the right one. Honestly, guys, I read it and I was reading it. I was like, no way this is an actual thing. No way this is an actual thing. It's not possible. Right, is this the one? Is this the one? Nope, we're not there yet. We're not there yet, chat. We're not there yet. Honestly, there's so many fair market value assessments in this thing. There's 75. It's insane the amount there is. It's honestly, it's mad. It's mad. But when I was reading this rule, I was like, this rule is absolutely insane. It is insane. But here it is, commercial rights. Yeah. 621. Right, so page 621. Let me find this. Let me find this up, man. Honestly, chat, it's insane. It's insane. The power that the Premier League think they have over these clubs when it comes to commercial deals, I think is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really, really is. It really, really is. And no wonder Manchester City are taking these guys to court when clearly, yeah, they don't actually know what they're doing, man. They don't actually know what they're doing. It's getting a bit hot in there. Right, where is this fucking rule, mate? It's pissing me off now. I literally had it before as well. Right, we're going to have to search for it again, lads. We're going to have to search for it again. Chat, hold. Trust me. You don't want to miss it, man. It's insane. Right, is this it? Is this the fucking rule? No, that's not it, mate. Where the fuck was it, bro? Where the fuck was the rule? I literally had it on screen and then zoomed in and it's just disappeared, mate. It's disappeared. Right, chat. Yeah? 1 sec. Watch this.
Fuck, man. What the fuck? Let me call you back. Let me call you back 1 second. Fuck. Fuck's sake, man. De Bruyne. Fuck you. De Bruyne, man. What the flip, man? I want to hear this guy. I knew he was going to score, man. This guy's inevitable. This guy's inevitable. Oh, shit. Fuck! Fuck! What the fuck, man?
Right, chat. We're having a problem here. Because now I can't freaking find it. There it is. 138. Right, where do I find 138? How do I get to page 138? Right, we're on page 166. We will get there, man. I'm not fucking getting off this stream tonight until I've finished showing you this thing, mate, because it's insane. Right, 84. 106. 130. Here we go. Here we go. This is looking like what it was. This is looking like what it was. 136. Right. This is it. This is it. This is it. Right. Boom. Fair market value. Right. I can't. I need to zoom in so you guys can see this, man. What page is that? 138. Are we still on 138? Oh, I was actually already on it. I just didn't think I was already on it. Right. So here's the situation. Yeah. Listen to this, man. What this is crazy. Chat's gonna blow your actual minds, bro. Right. So it goes into a fair market value assessment. Yeah. Where the board is required to conduct a fair market value assessment in accordance with these rules, it will include that fair market value assessment, yeah, and communicates findings, including whether the board approves the relevant transaction. Right? Now, watch this bit here. Look at this rule. Where is it? Is it here? Or is it on the other side? Yeah, check this rule out, bro. This is insane. Let me zoom in a bit more. Look at this. Where, having completed a fair market value assessment, the board determines in its reasonable opinion that it is not satisfied that the relevant transaction is at a fair market value. Right, so basically, City have got a deal, a club's got a deal with a sponsor. Yeah, they put the sponsor through. and this independent people say it's not market value, look at what they can do. The board will determine and confirm to the club what it does consider in reasonable opinion to be the fair market value of the transaction. Where the transaction has not been executed, the club, player, manager, or senior official will not be permitted to execute the transaction at the value other than the fair market value. Where the transaction has been executed, where the board determines that a transaction involves a net receipt of consideration, and B, the fair market value of the transaction is below the total value of net consideration received or to be received by the club. Yeah? And then check this bit out here. Look at this. Take all such necessary steps to end the transaction, in which case any consideration must be returned to the counterparty by the same deadline, or take all such steps as are necessary to vary the transaction and or to return to the counterparty any consideration received in excess of the fair market value determination, in order to ensure that the total value of any net consideration received or to be received is not excess of the fair market value determination. Do you understand how mad this is? Do you understand how mad this is? This is insane. So basically, right, if Etihad Airways say, right, we're sponsoring City for 100 million quid, yeah? And they give City 100 million quid, right? Or maybe they've not. And the Premier League say, no, it's only 70 million quid. City as a business, according to these rules, are not allowed to take the 100 million. They've got to take what the Premier League decide to be fair. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Why don't they, if they really want to do this fair market value assessment, why don't they say, right, Etihad are giving you 100, we think 70 is the fair market value, so therefore you can only use 70 million in your profit and sustainability calculations. Who gives the Premier League the right, yeah? Who gives the Premier League the right to be able to tell Man City, a business, that they have to send sponsorship money back to the sponsor? And by therefore, also, you're telling the sponsor that they've overpaid. It's insane. It's honestly insane. When I was reading it, I was like, what? How is this a thing, bro? How is this a thing? Why didn't they, yeah? Why didn't they do this, yeah? Why didn't they just say, we're going to have a fair market value assessment. You can keep whatever money the sponsor gives you as a football club, yeah? As a company given to the football club, but you can only use what we say is fair value in your profit and sustainability. Who gives them the right, bro, to do this? So the club, if the club has already received the money, it would have to send some of the money back to the sponsor. It is honestly insane. And this is, of course, the reason. This is, of course, the reason why City are suing the Premier League. It's because they've clearly, well, you'd imagine so, because they're saying that they're claiming for damages, yeah? Clearly, the City have got a deal through. We'd imagine City have done a sponsorship deal. It's gone through the panel of fair market value people who have gone back to City and said, this isn't fair market value. You're going to have to do it at this price. And City are like, we don't want to do it at that price. We want to do it at the increased price. But the Premier League are getting themselves twisted up, man. They're getting themselves twisted up because they don't need to get involved in this. Like I say, if they really want to do this, why can't they? Why can't the Premier League just say, right, we only judge this sponsor at 70 million, not 100 million. So you can have the 100 million because we don't have the right to tell the company not to give you the 100 million because we are not the judge jurors. We can't just control everything that other companies do. But for the profit and sustainability argument, yeah, we will only recognize a portion of it. Absolute disgrace that they feel that they have the power and the right to tell another company what it can and can't pay for sponsorship deals. Absolutely boggles the mind. Absolutely boggles the mind how people, and you know what as well, you know how rival fans will think this is completely normal because they're so deluded, yeah, and they can't think for themselves and they'll think, oh, this is completely fine. It's completely fine for the Premier League to tell another company what it can pay for sponsorships on a club on a club. Well, hang on a minute then. Who's doing the fair market values for TV rights? Who's doing all them deals? Are you getting anyone to check them fair? I want them checked, mate. Yeah, I want all your details checked. Yeah, I want to check your hard drive is what I want to do. Yeah, because you're doing it to the clubs. You're doing it to these sponsors who want to put money into the football clubs and telling them they can't have the full cash. Yet you just get all these mad sponsorship deals on a madness with no one checking. Yeah. It's a joke, man. And no wonder City took these guys to arbitration, because when I'm reading the rules, chat, I've always known the outline. I've always got it. I've always understood like kind of what City are going through. But tonight I was like, you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm actually going to read these rules and see what's going on. And I'm reading the rules and I'm like, this is bizarre. Bizarre. In what other walk of life do we have this? This is not normal. This is not normal. I mean, it wouldn't be normal if even if they said, we're only going to recognize 70% of it for your profit and sustainability because the company has paid the money. But at least they're not telling the company that they can't sponsor the football club. It appears to me that as a football club of the Premier League now, the Premier League effectively control your sponsorship revenue. Because they're basically saying, well, if it's an associated party and we're going to do the fair market value, we're going to tell you what you're going to get. We are going to tell you what you're going to get. No, you're not telling us. You're not telling us what you're getting. We're going to tell you what you're getting. Yeah? And that, for me, is an absolute joke. And I can't believe, I honestly can't believe that only City, I can't believe that only City are frustrated about this. I mean, we know that City have support from other clubs in the Premier League about this. Newcastle clearly are one of them. But it's just insane. It's just insane that the Premier League think they have the right to tell Etihad Airways, to tell any company that they can't sponsor the football club at the price that was agreed. It's wild. And you still get people who think this is fine. You still get rival fans because they're so blinded by bias. They hate us that much, despite always saying that they don't care about us and that we're completely irrelevant, even though we're trending every day on Twitter. You know, they just can't help it. They cannot help it. Yeah, but look at this and go, yeah, it's completely reasonable. It's completely reasonable for the Premier League to dictate how much a sponsor can pay for a sponsorship for a club. Insane. Well, what happens then when a sponsor wants to sponsor the Premier League? Oh, they want the TV rights. Is that getting checked? Or do the Premier League just get a free pass on that one? Yeah? It's insane how the Premier League is literally, yeah, trying to restrict football clubs in this division from growing financially, being able to put money into the football club, being able to improve the players, the facilities, everything. They're getting themselves into a huge mess. And it's almost as if like they can't see it no more. They've gone too deep. They've gone far too deep. And it takes someone to take these guys to arbitration and say, lads, what are you doing? What are these rules that you're bringing in? Who do you think you are, mate? Who do you think you are, being able to dictate to us how much we can sell our sponsorship packages for? Fair market value. Well, what happens when you've got a package that you can sell and, you know, it's such a good package, a brand new sponsorship package, and you get way higher than everybody else? We're not going to have mad jumps in sponsorship. But what about the natural market? We're just going to ignore that. It's restricting growth. Honestly, man, I was reading it, chat, yeah. I was reading it and I was like, what is this? What is this? Who do they think they are, man? These rules need to be removed immediately. They are embarrassing that they think they have the authority to do that. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's disgusting. Yeah. And it needs to be removed from the rule book instantly. I hope City win this case. And I hope that is removed. Because they shouldn't be able to dictate that. They shouldn't be able to dictate that. They shouldn't. Now, people will say, well, LB, if that goes, then people can just sponsor football clubs and, you know, they'll get all the revenue that way. Not my freaking problem, mate. You should have thought about that when you brought these stupid rules in the first place. Do you know what I mean? See, what's happened is you brought in a rule, you realised the rule was shit, so then you move the rule, you keep moving the rule, you keep adding to the rule, adding, and what you've done now, you've dug a massive hole and you can't get yourself out of it. You can't. And now the clubs have all this money to spend on legal cases. You've seen it with Everton, you've seen it with City, you've seen it with Forest, you've seen it with Chelsea, you've seen it with all the clubs. And what's the Premier League going to do? It spent £50 million on legal fees. £50 million on legal fees to run a freaking football league. It's 11v11 kicking a ball around the pitch. What are you spending 50 million quid on legal fees for? It's mad. And they can't see it no more. They can't see it because they're blinded and they've gone down this road and they're not willing to deviate course. And then they're bringing in rules like this, which are just frankly, absolutely ridiculous. 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 So if I get sponsored now on YouTube, yeah, if a Manscaped comes back to me, right? Or if Highland Spring come to me and say, hi, it's LB. We really like your content on YouTube. And in fact, we want to sponsor you. We want you to drink Highland Spring on stream and we will pay you a fee. Do I have to get that freaking checked, mate, by the YouTube police? No. No. I don't have to get it checked. I don't have to get it checked by the YouTube police how much they're paying me to see if it's fair market value. Because they want to pay me the money. I'm happy to take the money and we will do the deal. No one has the right to come to me and say, LB, we need to check if Highland Spring are overpaying you for sponsoring their water. No one's doing that. And if someone did do that, I'd be like, what you want about? You've got no right to tell me how much I can charge to sponsor the water bottle, mate. It's honestly insane. Yet there's people out there that think this is a perfectly reasonable rule. It's not reasonable. It's not reasonable. It's really, really not reasonable. And who decides it's independent? Who decides the fair market value? An independent company, which City claim are not independent, by the way. Yeah? Because the company works for the Premier League on something else. Now, it's a separate department. Yeah, but I still don't think that's independent. That's not truly independent, is it? It's not truly independent. A truly independent company would be a company that's not already working for the club or the Premier League. But that's not happening. It's absolutely crazy that this has been allowed to happen. It's crazy that these rules have been voted in. Crazy. It really, really is. And another thing, yeah? What about if so say, for example, you know, City are owned by Sheikh Mansour, big Abu Dhabi influence. What about if an Abu Dhabi company wants to sponsor Manchester City because of the connection and are willing to pay a premium for that because they want that connection? What, you're just not allowed to charge them any extra money? Who gives them the right to tell City what they can charge to sell them for? Why are they not doing ticket market value, mate? Yeah? So you'll tell the clubs what they can sell the sponsorship packages at. How about you go to the clubs and say, that ticket price is not fair market value, mate? Yeah? It's not fair market value. Spending £60 to watch Inter Milan at home, yeah, against a team that just sits back and defends is not fair market value. You should be charged 20 quid. Oh, no, they won't get involved in that one, though, because that's for the fans. That's for the fans. And that would help the fans. They wouldn't do that, though, would they? No. All they want to do is exercise control. Yeah, they're trying to take a grip on this league. Yeah, control it. Dictate to football clubs what they can and can't do. What they can sell the sponsorship packages at. Yeah, what other companies can pay. I mean, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Imagine if you're a company, yeah? Imagine if I'm Highland Spring. Imagine I'm Highland Spring and I want to sponsor Wolves. I want to sponsor Wolves as a company, right? And I go to Wolves and say, listen, I really want to sponsor the front of the Wolves football kit. And we're willing to pay you £10 million per season to sponsor the front of your football kit. We've done the maths. We've seen the reach that Wolves will get in the Premier League around the world. We've spoken to our finance guys, we've spoken to our marketing guys, and everybody in the company agrees that 15 million quid to sponsor Wolves' shirt for the full season is excellent value. We want to do it. And Wolves are like, yeah, no problem. We agree with that. We agree with the fee. We completely agree with everything that you've said. And then this random company who's not even involved in Wolves or Highland Spring go, no, sorry, lads. Can't be 15 million. It's got to be 9 million. Who the frick are these guys? Who are they? Who gives them the right to tell the club and the company what they can pay? It's ridiculous. It's so funny when you think about it. When you actually deep it, yeah, and you understand the rules of what they're saying, it's farcical. If I was, I'm the company saying, what you want about? It's not market value. You telling me that everybody at my company is mispriced this? Is that what you try to tell me? Because I don't think we have, mate. I think we've priced this right. What are you going to do? Oh, my days. Guys, I'm being serious, man. I'm fed up with this. He's riled me up, man. And I want City to crush him. I want City to crush these rules, man. Because it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke how they think they can dictate that. Yeah? Go and dictate the ticket prices then. Yeah, you want to do this thing, yeah, where you pretend like you can tell everyone what to do, and you can't tell your sponsors that price it's got to be this price. Well, go and tell them to put the ticket prices down then. Yeah, go and tell them to sell the t-shirts, the jerseys for cheaper, the burgers, man. So you'll get them down. No, you won't do that, will you? Because that helps the fans out. You're not interested, man. All you're interested, yeah, is just try to control. Like, we are the power. We will do this. Like, we control everything. Nah, you're a disgrace. And Richard Masters, mate, the day you're sacked, yeah, I'm gonna be very happy with that, mate, because you are a joke. You are a joke. Yeah. And everybody in that Premier League boardroom, yeah, you all deserve to be fired. You all deserve to be fired. Because none of you are actually doing what you should be doing. You're all just going with the flow, going what people tell you, absorbing the pressure. That's all you're doing, man. Stand up properly and say, this ain't right, mate. We don't have the right to do this. We don't have the right. The whole thing's crazy, mate. The whole thing's crazy, yeah? And all that's going to happen is that it's just going to keep going on, and we're going to have legal case after legal case. Chat, you honestly think that after this 115 thing and this arbitration thing that City going through, that it's just all going to sort itself out? This is the modern game now. We're going to have legal case after legal case after legal case. Because the more red tape that you bring in, the more regulation you bring in, the more clubs are going to challenge it. The more clubs are going to push boundaries. The more clubs are trying to find loopholes. And then Leicester City, yeah, get off with the case. They win their case. And the Premier League don't even have the sort of, what would you say? The sort of nice attitude just to say, oh, right, fair enough. We got it wrong. Our rules are not right. Leicester, they play by the rules, whether we like it or not. No, they sit there and moan and then criticize the independent panel. You're a joke, you're a disgrace, and you all need to be fired. Real talk. You all need to be fired. You guys are crazy, mate. Honestly, you're on another planet. Yeah? How dare you? How dare you criticize an independent panel? These are independent panel, and you're saying they've got the decision wrong. That's fucking bang out of order, mate. Bang out of order. Sort your freaking rules out. Sort your freaking rules out. Yeah? Because I guarantee you change the rules now. Yeah? On the Leicester case. Because they fell into like a limbo. They weren't in the Premier League when they got charged. That's why they got off the case. And then the Premier League basically criticised the independent commission and said, this is wrong. They've not done this right. So I guess then you're not going to change the rules. You're not going to change the rules then, are you? Because if they got it wrong and your rules are fine, you don't need to change the rules. Guarantee you change the rules. I'll guarantee you've already changed the rules. You probably already changed them. Why did you change the rules then if you didn't need to change them? If they got it wrong, they got it wrong. It's a mistake. Yeah? Again, because you're waffling. You're waffling. Yeah, and you try to cover yourself. You try to cover yourself. I hope City crush the Premier League, man. Yeah, I've had enough of these guys. I've had enough of them. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of them. Yeah, just thinking they could go around do what they want, man. Yeah, with no consequences. Oh, we're the best. We get everything right. We're the best league. Yeah, we get all the money from the TV rights, and we're never wrong. Well, Leicester have already proved that you are wrong. And then you didn't have the decency to say, you know what? Hold up our hands. Our rules were trash. They got it right. We got it wrong. We're going to change our rules. No, you didn't do that, did you? You started criticising the independent panel. That's embarrassing, mate. That's embarrassing. And you know it's embarrassing. Yeah, that's an embarrassing take. And people agree with me in the media. Solicitors agree with me. I've seen it on Twitter. Yeah, embarrassing. Just admit it, you got it wrong. This is the thing, right? When you get powerful people who make mistakes and can't accept that they got it wrong, be wary of them. Because what they are, people, they're dictators. They're dictators is what they are. We have dictators at the top of the Premier League. That Richard Masters, mate, he needs to sort this out. Come on, Richard Masters, man. Sort it out. There's still time. But you won't, will you? No, you won't. You just go through the whole process, yeah, and then if City win the case, you'll just criticise the independent panel rather than saying, fair enough, the independent panel's doing that. I've told you, yeah, from day one, and chat, you'll know because this isn't BS. The people who've watched me on this channel for a long time know that this is factual information, yeah? I've said from day one, whatever comes out in that independent panel, for the 115 case, I'm going to read the whole document. I don't care how many pages it is. I'm going to read the whole thing. And whatever comes out, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to sit there and say the independent commission got this wrong. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, he's an Arsenal fan. Of course he's done this. And I'm just a fan. Yet the Premier League didn't have the decency to put their hands up and say, we got it wrong. They blamed the independent commission. Dictators, man. Dictators are never wrong. I'll tell you that right now. And it's doing me head in. And I've been pretty chill. I do streams all the time, yeah? And I speak to City fans in the pubs when I go pubs, and City fans are there, you know what I mean? Speak to them, and do you know what I mean? When I see people and that, I speak to them about stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really have this hatred towards the Premier League like some City fans do. I'm not saying you're wrong if you do have that. For me, I'm just like, I just get it. I'm just going with the flow, see what happens, and hopefully we'll be found not guilty, right? But I can't lie, man. These last couple of weeks, the way they've acted shows me that they're not arsed. They're not arsed in getting the right outcome. And that's what scares me, by the way, a little bit. It scares me, chat. Because the reaction to the Leicester City case was seriously worrying. It was worrying. Because they accused the independent commission. Yeah. They said, you got this wrong. How dare they accuse them of saying that? That is ridiculous. And that worries me a little bit. And I'm starting to change my views on this. And I'm starting to come over to the side of these City fans that are more like the Premier League. And I've never been in that position before. But I'm just seeing too much. I'm seeing far, far too much nonsense for me to just be sitting here and just be like, don't worry, lads. Everything's going to be fine. The Premier League are not bad people. They're just doing their jobs. I'm changing my mind, man, and I'm late to the party. But I've tried to be reasonable. I've tried to be reasonable about it. I've tried to not be like pure blue eyes, like, you know what I mean, blue tinted glasses and all that. I've tried not to be biased as much as possible. But they're driving me to be freaking biased because they're freaking idiots themselves. And I've had enough. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how they think they've got the right to do that. Guys, make sure you smash up the likes on the stream as well, man. Yeah, come on. Get these likes smashed up. No. It is only... No, I've not said it's not. Just to clarify, it is only related party sponsorships, not all sponsorships. Facts. I've not claimed it's not. I've not claimed it's not. That's why I said... Oh, the Highland Spring thing probably wasn't a good example, but that's why I started off with the Etihad Airways one. Yo, big up Charlie, man, says, big up LB and my City brethren. Come on, bro. He's on the right side. He says, I just found out I'm expecting a second child too. W's in the chat. Come on, guys. W's in the chat. Charlie expecting a second child, man. That's a W situation. Big up to Danny as well. Says people don't care what happens to their club as long as they're able to paint City in a guilty light. This is true, man. This is true. But what scares me now, Danny, what scares me is that are the Premier League seeking the true outcome? Or are they seeking the outcome that they want? Because in the Leicester case, they clearly didn't seek the true outcome. They didn't, because they criticised the independent commission. Whereas what they should have done, they should have gone, oh, we didn't expect that. We thought our rules were watertight. Turns out they're not watertight. We hold our hands up. GG's Leicester, you got away with one. Yeah, we're going to change the rules and make them watertight. But instead of saying that, they went, no, they've got this one wrong. And then changed the freaking rules anyway. And this is what scares me, Danny. This is what scares me. Are they seeking the truth? Or are they just seeking what they want to be the truth? Because they're two very different things. The Premier League is playing with the wrong LB. Yeah, bro, I've had enough of this, man. I'm sick and tired of it now. LB is my lawyer. I'm not going to jail. Nah, bro, I'll stand there in front of the judge, man. You know what I mean? I've had enough. I big up Harambot says, when someone says they are disappointed someone wasn't found guilty, you can tell they are corrupt. Facts! This is so true. So true. It's like politics here in America with Trump trying to get rid of him. In reality, they self-expose. Bro, it's the truth, man. Do you want the truth? Or do you want what you want to believe is true? And I just think for me, it's just bang out of order, man. It's bang out of order. If City break the rules, we break the rules, we'll get a punishment. But if City don't break the rules, it's the same with UEFA. UEFA did it. What's that guy called? Seferin. Yeah, he needs to shut his mouth as well, by the way. Yeah, we won the case at CAS. Yeah, we won the case at CAS. Some of it was time barred, but it wasn't all time barred. Not that the media will tell you that, as you well know. The media, yeah, and the pundits will all have you believe that it was all time barred. And by the way, if it was all time barred, that's not our freaking problem, mate. That's UEFA's problem. Should have brought the case earlier. Yeah, idiots. But it wasn't all time barred. Yeah, and we win the case. That's it. It's done. We move on. City put out a statement. We're happy with this outcome. We're happy that we've got the decision. We've got the decision. We want to move forward with UEFA in a positive light. What happens? 6 months ago, that Seferin fella comes out and starts saying, "Oh, we were right anyway. We City should have got." It's like it's bang out of order, man. It's been to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. We got found not guilty. You can't just come out and say, oh, we were right anyway. They just got the wrong decision. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Salty, mate. Losers. Loser mentality. We won the case, yeah? And then what you're going to do is start coming out saying, well, we know we were right. Well, if you know you were right, how come you didn't win in the courtroom then? You know what I'm saying? And the Premier League did it. Seferin did it at UEFA. And this is the problem. It's just a dirty game, mate, innit? It's a dirty game. It's a dirty sport, man. It's grim. It's proper grim and raw. When you see what's going on behind the scenes and you actually speak about it like I'm doing now, it riles you up, mate. Because at the end of the day, yeah, this is a football match. A football match. We're supposed to be speaking about football. And we've got these legal cases after legal cases. We've got UEFA and the Premier League who both lose cases and then are so salty that they still come out and say, well, we were right anyway. You weren't freaking right. If you were right, you would have won the case. It's not rocket science. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you were right, yeah, but you lost the case. Oh, how's that one work then? You know, it's just honestly, it's just ridiculous. The whole thing is crazy. And until you look into it, like legit, everyone who doesn't really look into this properly, yeah, which are probably clubs that don't have any issues with FFP or like have any sort of, you know, getting close to it or breach the rules. Everyone just thinks the rules are chill. Oh yeah, they're here to protect the freaking football clubs from going bust. We want to save the football clubs. You what? Never heard a load of rubbish in my life. How is losing £105 million over 3 years helping football clubs stay in the game? It's ridiculous. They believe it because no one explains it to them because they're all in cahoots together, man. Yeah, the Premier League, the TV companies, the pundits, they're all just peddling out the same narrative. Yeah, and if you speak out about it, you'll probably be cast off. You won't be allowed to go on any of the shows. You won't get paid. Yeah, you won't get paid for it. It's gone way too far, man. It's gone way too far. And this is what I've said for over a year. That if City win this case, not the APC case, the 115 case. If City win this 115 case, I will be absolutely fuming if all I see is a statement from Manchester City saying, oh, we're happy that we've won the case. We're going to move on now. No, not acceptable, Khaldoon. Not acceptable, Sheikh. Not acceptable, Farhan, Tiki. Not acceptable. You got to do something, man. And these rules need to get binned off. Honestly, it's crazy. I was reading it. I was reading these rules before chat, yeah, and I was stunned. I was like, you what? They have to give a refund. They have to give a refund. I mean, someone explain to me why they have to give a refund. Why couldn't they just say, why couldn't the Premier League just say, listen, lads, we've reviewed the sponsor for £100 million. We think it's overvalued. We don't think it's fair. We think £70 million is fair. So we've not got the right to tell you to send the other £30 million back because it's a deal. You've done the deal. But we're just going to let you know you can only use 70 million in your profit and sustainability calculations. At least that would be more reasonable. At least that would be more reasonable. But no. No. We have to go one step further. We have to go one step further. Sorry, lads. Sponsorship cancelled. And this is why it makes sense as to why City is suing the Premier League. And they're suing the Premier League for damages. Because clearly, what has happened, or at least it appears clear to me, it might be wrong, but it appears this is what's happened, is City have done a sponsorship deal. The rumours that it was with the Etihad, they put that through. It's been put through as an associated party transaction, right? And the Premier League have said, no, that's overvalued. And City have gone, you freaking what, mate? It's overvalued. What are you talking about? It's overvalued. No, it's not. And they've said, well, we think it is. Well, it's not. Well, sorry, lads. You're going to have to do it at this price. And City are going, no, we're not doing it at this price. And that's why City are suing the Premier League. And no one will speak about it. No one will ever give you the reasonable, balanced verdicts from City. Yeah? Whenever you listen to these papers, whenever you listen to these podcasts, whenever you listen to radio stations, they all say, well, if this happens, it's the end of the Premier League. The Premier League is finished. No one will actually say, well, hang on a minute. Have City not got a point here? Have City not got a point? Who the Premier League to tell them what they can and can't receive money-wise? Why don't they just deduct it from the profit and sustainability calculations? Why can't they just do that? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But again, as I spoke to you many, many times, the media is not balanced. The media is not fair. They only put out one side, one narrative. And unfortunately, chat, it's up to people like you in the chat, yeah, to put it on Twitter. It's up to people like you in the chat when you're in other people's YouTube channels and you've got to educate them because they don't know what they're talking about. It's up to people like me. It's up to people like you. It's up to like people like on Twitter. It's like when people go to pub and speaking with their mates and the mates don't know what they're talking about because they've not researched it, but you have because you're a City fan. It's up to people like us, man. The amount of times I'm in a stream, not on my channel or on another channel, and I see people in this chat, in other people's chats, correcting people's beliefs on the rules. They don't even know the rules, some of these people. And they go around thinking like they've read it all. They go around thinking that they've read it all. And I see you guys in the chat educating, and I'm like, what is going on here? Because no one does it properly in the media. So it's left up to people like you and me. Crazy, man. It's crazy. Why can they not just say, listen, boys, we think you've overvalued your sponsor. We think you've overvalued it. So all we're going to do is just deduct that extra amount, the overpayment from the fair market, from your PSR. Why can't they just do that? I still think that's a bit dodgy, but at least the club's getting the money. They're basically telling football clubs that, sorry, mate, you can't have that extra money. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I've just had enough of it, man. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of these media companies, yeah, spouting one-sided BS. I've never once said that they can't put out the Premier League side. Never once. In fact, I want them to, because it's more interesting to see what the Premier League is saying. But they never, ever, yeah, go into detail, because they go into detail on the other one. They never go into detail on the City side. Never. They might say, oh, well, City's saying this, blah, 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 blah. They never go into full detail. Never. And it's banged out of order, man. How many videos do you see on YouTube? Man City relegated. Man City. What do we know about Man City case? What could happen to Man City if they're guilty? Blah, 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 blah. Don't tell me you've not seen it, because you all probably got the same algorithm as me, yeah, which is mainly like football and shit on your YouTube homepage. I know for a fact that every single one of you have been on your YouTube app or on your PC, and at one time or another, you've been on your homepage and you've got a video that says, what will happen to Man City if they get guilty? Will they get relegated? Will this happen? Why are the Man City suing the Premier League, and why will this destroy the Premier League? Why do Man City want to be dodgy with their... No one ever does the opposite, man. Ridiculous. And it's just frustrating, mate. Because it's left to City fans. It's left to City fans. City fans have to do it. City fans have to pick up the slack. I understand. Listen, I understand the club's position. I get the City can't really do anything right now. I get that. You know, they've got legal... The City can't be doing YouTube videos. Yeah, or tweets. We are fucking innocent, you know. Free the man inside. They can't be doing that. I get that. I understand that. And whilst it frustrates me, it doesn't frustrate me because they're doing anything wrong. It frustrates me because the position that leaves us as a fan base. We're literally freaking left to fight on our own. And we've got to be lucky that we've got people like Craig Party Time in the chat that comes in and gives us vital information. We're very lucky to have him. We're very lucky to have people like Stefan Borson, who provides us with the City. He doesn't sit here and say, oh, City are brilliant, City are fucking innocent, and they've not done it. He never said that once, despite what the mutants will have you believe. He says, this is what the City have been accused for, and then he'll tell you what City are saying. That's all we want. That's all we want, man. Do you get me? And it's just like, the media in this country are horrific. Listen, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of people... What's my current viewership on analytics? I don't know how many people watch me from outside the UK, because I'm only telling you, yeah, I'm only telling you in terms of the media in this country, because I'm obviously from the UK. Let me have a look how many people watch me from outside the UK. Let's have a look, man. Where does it say? Here we go. So 40% of my audience is from the UK. 40%, yeah. So that means 60% of my audience is from outside the UK. So more than half of my audience isn't from the UK. So I don't know what the media is like in your countries. Everybody who's watching this stream from the UK and Ireland will know, because we all get the same media basically. Yeah. If you're not inside the UK, I don't know what your media is like. I don't know if the media in your country is the same as us. Maybe you're getting a more balanced view. I don't know. I hope you are. I hope you are. Maybe you're getting a worse view. Maybe it's even worse where you are. I don't know, because I can't see your media. I can't listen to Paramount or CBS or ESPN, because I have mine and you have yours. I hope that you're getting a more balanced one. So if you're sat there, just to clarify, if you're sat there in a different country and you're like, what's LB waffling about? Like their welfare where we are. Maybe you just have a better media in your country than us. Maybe you do. I don't know. I can only tell you my experience from being here in the UK and YouTube, which we all see. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But it's just got to me now, boys. I'm like, this shit something needs to be done. Something needs to be done about this because it's gone way too far. It's gone way too far. Bill to Danny says, what about this? If sponsorship is above market rate, then X amount of the sponsorship goes towards lowering ticket prices and travel costs for fans. Bro, again, they wouldn't do that, innit? I mean, again, Danny, there's basically, the point is, Danny, yeah, you're making that point, I'm making my point. The point is, there's much more reasonable things that they could do, isn't there? There's much more reasonable things that they can do than just saying, sorry, lads, chalked. Sorry, boys. Yeah, you're not allowed the deal. You got to put it at this price. I just think that the money should be able to come into the club and you should only be able to use the fair market value as your PSR, even though I still think that's dodgy. Yeah, that's it. You're saying the extra can go to lowering ticket prices and travel costs for fans, which is a brilliant idea. Yeah, they'd never do that. But instead of coming up with these ideas, they just go, nah, not allowed. It's just like, not allowed, bro. Another suggestion. We've been live for 50 minutes. We've already had a few suggestions. It's currently better than the current rule. The current rule sucks. Adam says, big up LB United fan. It's disgraceful that people jump into conclusions to the City case. It's not City's fault. Everyone ain't serious in the Prem. Yeah, no one's serious in the Prem, Adam, man. Big up, man. Facts. That's why City only spent 25 million this summer. That's why City only spent 25 million in the summer, bro. Yeah, because they know for a fact that no one else in the city. I mean, I don't want to be like sympathetic to Liverpool and Liverpool fans, yeah. I don't want to be sympathetic to Liverpool. But what Liverpool Football Club have done to Arne Slot, giving him one player who's injury prone, is an absolute disgrace. And I'll say the same thing, by the way, if City do the same thing to the Pep replacement, which I don't think they would, yeah, because they're not like that. But if City got a new manager and the only player that the new manager signed was a winger who's injury prone, I'd be going mad. I'd be like, what are they doing? Do they want this manager to fail? They're not asked. They're not bothered. And FFP is brilliant for these football clubs. It's brilliant because it allows them to smash down their spend on transfers because they'll go, sorry, lads, we're not allowed to spend any money because of PSR. So the transfer spend is smashed and it gives them an excuse to give to the fans. And on the other side, it's like, sorry, lads, got to put your ticket prices up because of PSR. For owners that just want to rinse the club of money, that don't want to spend, PSR is a godsend. It's the greatest footballing invention that's ever entered the football arena. Ever. Ever. Because it smashes down your spend and maximizes your revenues. I mean, think of it as a business. If you had a business, what do you want to do? You want to smash down what you're spending, your expenses, and you want to increase what you can earn. That's literally what PSR does. And it gives them a reason. And fans lap it up. Fans lap it up. You got fans now on social media. Look at us. We've got the lowest net spend. All right. Do you win anything? No. But my club's the best run football club in the country. What's going on here? Why are football fans buzzing about how good the football clubs ran? How about winning stuff, man? Isn't that the aim of the game? Isn't that the aim of the game? To win stuff. But no. Lads, my football team made a £50 million profit before taxes. What's wrong with them, man? This is what you see on social media every single day. You see it every single day. It's wild, bro. The way the football arena's gone in this country is crazy. And City are the only team that's freaking serious. And big up to the rival fans, yeah, who actually see this for facts. Because you got people like, who was that who sent the super chat in then? Adam. Some people in this country who don't support City have got their eyes wide open and they see what's going on. They see that City are the only team that's serious. They see that their teams are not serious. Yeah. And they're not believing the BS that's currently going round. They see that their teams are not spending properly. They see that their teams are not investing in infrastructure, in academy football, in everything to become the best. Yeah, they're just conning people into believing that they're doing the right thing. And now, by the way, oh, bloody hell. Don't forget the phases. Don't forget the phases. Yes. Don't forget the phase 5, the phase 6, the phase 7 of managerial reigns at football clubs now. No. Back in the day, one season, if you was trash, you was fired. Now you get 5, 6, 7 years. 5, 6, 7 years. Again, this is brilliant for owners. They don't have to sack anyone and pay them off. You sack a manager, you got to pay him off. Now what they'll do is say, oh, we need to give him time. We need to give him time. So you don't have to sack the manager, yeah, which means you don't have to pay him off. You keep him for another year, keep him for another year, keep him for another year. And after 4 or 5 years, they finally get better, yeah? Obviously, they're going to get better after 4 or 5 years. But that never used to be the situation. And now we're going down. I mean, look at United with Ten Hag. Look at United with Ten Hag. It's a perfect example. How the hell is Ten Hag still United's manager? How the hell? I mean, it's great for us as City fans. Yeah, I love it. Ten Hag still. But on real talk, yeah, how is Ten Hag still the manager at Manchester United? How? He's clueless. They don't want to pay him off. They don't want to pay him off. They don't want to get a better manager in where they have to pay him more money. They'll just keep him in and they'll just, blah, blah, blah. They'll go down and go. They'll just keep moving. Yeah, and after a few years, maybe something's going to go on. I don't know. Weird. Very strange. But yeah, man, listen, that rule is bizarre. It is bizarre. And it needs to be changed. And I think hopefully City will get it changed. Because there's much more reasonable things to be done. And this is why City are suing the Premier League. Because City is saying, this rule is BS. You're costing us money. You're costing us money. You've rejected a sponsorship deal, which is completely legit. Yeah? You're costing us money. And there's better ways of doing it. Danny suggested the excess be used to lower the ticket prices. So the Premier League say, well, you can have the 30 mil, but you've got to knock it off the ticket prices. I'm saying, well, you can have the extra 30 mil, but you're not having that on the PSR. There's so many more reasonable things that they can do rather than just saying, nah, you can't have the extra money. This is bizarre, mate. It's bizarre. And when I read it, I was like, lads, I've got to go live and speak about this, man, because this is crazy. And I always knew it kind of existed because I knew what the rule was, but I've never read it. I've never read the rule. I've always just heard what the rule is secondhand and through people explaining it on podcasts and stuff. And I thought tonight, you know what? Given the fact that this is all popped off tonight, let me read what it says. And when I actually read it, and it says this. Where is it? And this bit here. Take all such steps as are necessary to end the transaction. It sounds like North Korea, man. Take all such steps as are necessary to vary the transaction and or to return the counterparty any consideration, which means money, received in excess of the fair market value. It is wild. It is crazy how they're allowed to do that. How they get away with that is just ridiculous. Yeah, when there are so much better ways of doing it. Anyway, that's me done for tonight. I'm going to go play Madden on Twitch. If anyone wants to come and watch me throw some American footballs, yeah, and try and get some touchdowns, we're on Twitch. We're going to go live now. The link's in the description. We're going to be chilling, listening to some tunes, and just chatting. You know what I mean? And yeah, we'll do some Madden 25. Getting some touchdown. So yeah, listen, the link's in the description. If you want to come and watch me on Twitch, I'm going live in a minute or two. Get yourself over there. It's always a bit of a laugh. But big up to everyone, man. Yeah, big up to everyone. We got a fight on our hands. We have. And big up to every one of you, yeah. I see you people in the chat, not just in my channel, yeah, on other people's channels, defending the club, yeah. I see it, man. I see it all the time. And that's what we got to do. And like I say, you can't really blame City for that. It's it's a weird one because part of me is like, fucking hell, City, do something, man. But I get that they can't. I get that they can't. But, you know, I'm kind of like, do something. But I guess they are doing something. They're suing the Premier League. But sometimes you just want more. But you got to remind yourself that they're being told legal advice. They're getting told on a daily basis, you can't do this, you can't do that because legal reasons, legal reasons. Obviously, that's what Khaldoon said, isn't it? That's what Khaldoon said. So, yeah, it's just one of them. I get it. It's just frustrating. That's life, innit? Yeah, live on Twitch. Link in description. Let's go play some American football. Yeah, let's get some touchdowns. See you in a sec. Big up to everyone, man.
And when we're done, we'll have a conversation and I'll give you my very blunt views. I promise you that. I have very strong views on that, but I am going to be, unfortunately, very restrained today.